Hi, Gail here. This is Radio Hawke's Bay and we are in October, everyone. So lovely to see you and lovely to be able to talk to you. It's a bit of a discussion, really. So I am a life coach, psychic, intuitive, spiritual, practical, everyday life situations that are going on for you, that have been going on for you, and just kind of covering a few things that pop into my head for the show today. We don't have any real preparations for the show. I start with what I've got. I do have a couple of various decks of cards though here today that I will utilise and use as well. It's nice to get a variety of information from a variety of sources, and the cards are, there's tarot, but then there's oracle cards. They somehow just seem to relate to what you're going through when you have your own and when you pick your own cards. So I'm here as an advocate of sorts for you and your life and what's going on in your life. And so I've got a couple of decks here, and it will resonate maybe with some of you, not all of you, because that's general, but we trust the way things work. And, you know, the law of life really is that what we need is supplied to us in different ways. Have you ever heard of somebody where somewhere on some road and way out and away from cities that if there's been an accident, there's generally a doctor or a nurse that is travelling in cars behind, that happens upon the scene at the time that they're needed? That is one of the examples only, but even finding something that you need just before you need it, not even knowing maybe that you had it. Someone turning up who actually has something useful information or something else that is much needed, even just a kind word right in that moment when you need something that helps you to get through the day or to keep you going. It's how life works. I say the universe, I say source, I say God. It is all interconnected, it's all similar, it's all the same. And, you know, we have everything around us in nature that shows us things every single day about ourselves, our life, our problems, our questions. Nature provides us with answers, and we are part of nature, so people can provide answers. You can see answers if you understand the language of nature in birds and animals and butterflies and even insects and trees. Everywhere you look, there is something soothing, relaxing, calming, curious, that can draw your eye, help you feel better, just add to something you need. Something you need. You know, needs are met every single time. Maybe not in the instant you feel them, but mostly. Sometimes we don't understand what's happening or what we're seeing or what we're experiencing to know that it is to help us with a need that we have, or a wish that we've put out there, or a desire that we have as well. So I hope you're well. I hope all is going well for you in your life. We are in the month of October in 2025, and this is the month for you. And this is the month your life changes. Okay? Now, we are going into a more positive period of energy that may not feel like that for you, but for a lot of you, you would have seen little glimpses, maybe even big glimpses of possibilities for your future that you didn't see before, that you thought perhaps weren't going to be possible before. This is the month where luck changes, where things turn around, where what has been difficult becomes easier. And this carries on for a few months. So it is a month about you using your own inner resources and your own inner wisdom, your own inner insight and intuition. So even just stopping for a moment and being appreciative of you, yourself. You've come through a lot. You've got a lot to share. Just appreciating yourself for those two things. And then looking inside and being curious, but also interested in what else is there for me in my life. This can become tangible and practical and very, very effective, particularly in this month. So, it's a little bit like get up off the couch, just take one step forward and do one thing different that you would like to see yourself doing. It's a little bit like if you want a new car. You take the step to go and look. And then you might see a car that you actually like, enjoy, or that's at a really good price. And you don't just take one step, but that one step, that beginning step, is the step that every other step comes after. If you don't take that step, nothing happens. So take that one first step towards something or someone that you want, desire, care about. Okay? So that's what this month is about. We double down on this next month in November. So we're just saying, speak something to someone that is something you want to see happen in your life, maybe with them, maybe with a project, maybe with something that is spontaneous and new. Yeah, good month for new things. Good month for first steps. So October, we are middle October at this point in time. We did do the beginning of October, if you wanted to go back and have a little look in our last session. This month, it's just full of possibilities that you might start seeing a little glimmer of. Build on that. Absolutely know that this is the beginning of building up to more tangible things. We say 26th of February is a key day. 26th of February, 2026 is a key day. However, March, and the beginning of March, kicks a lot of things into gear. So anything that you worked on or focused on or put an intention toward or did something about June, July, August of this year, 2025, you'll start to see it kind of manifesting, coming together in February 2026, on the 26th, around then, but really kicking in after that. And this is long term. It's like for a couple of years. It's not just a short term sort of achievement or success or project. It's at least 2 years. So we'll just see what happens with that, shall we? A lot of you at this point in time are full of potential. You are at your best. You have kind of been noticed by others around you. You are able to make statements just by doing what you do. You attract attention just by doing who you are, by being who you are and doing what you do. So it is, think of yourself at your height, at the height of your potential, of your creativity, your ability to make your life work well, to attract the things and people into your life that you need to accomplish those things more easily, just with your intention and your gently, carefully walking through life. You're at your height. And so for that reason, focus on yourself. Not other people, yourself. What are you doing with your own kind of creative energy, your own intellectual thinking, your own ideas, even dreams? What are you doing with your dreams? Put some of those dreams into action. You are more likely to automatically, magnetically attract people, situations, circumstances and things into your life, including money and abundance and all of those good things, all of the tools that you need. You can attract them. All the people who have the skills that you need, you can attract them. Of course, you need to be you. You need to talk. You need to communicate. Communication is really, really, really important. It is more than just you saying stuff. Communication is to be able to clearly say, truthfully say, authentically say what you need, what you think, and what you desire to happen to another person in some way. A lot of people communicate with body language, and I'm hoping it's an art that is getting stronger. I know it will get stronger. I know the art of us just thinking things and somebody else picking up that thought is becoming stronger. So yes, those are ways of communicating. However, nothing kind of beats words. And I get it. Sometimes our words aren't articulate enough. We're not kind of knowing exactly what we might be going to say, or how to say it, or say it in the most effective way. There's always tools, and I'm just going to say, think what you like about ChatGPT, the AI tool. There's lots of them out there now, but they can help you. If you want to say something to a female, for instance, and you happen to be male, if you want to say something to a female, go into ChatGPT and say, how would I say this particular thing to a female? And I'm telling you, ChatGPT will speak the language of a female. And yes, there are more words to say. However, if you're a male and you really want a female to understand what you're saying, then you say all of the words. If you are a female wanting to talk to a male, do the same thing. You will write a lot of words in there. ChatGPT will give you a few, because that's what a man needs to hear. He needs to hear those few words that are on point, that actually say exactly what you're trying to say to them. But please, there are tools out there that maybe you haven't discovered. I'm just trying to open your world, open your minds, and try things out that are new. Doesn't matter whether you feel they're a good thing or a not good thing. We have had in our history many things that we have been frightened of, afraid of, and yes, with good reason. Electricity was one of those, okay? With good reason. So you just be mindful and careful when using anything new, including anything with ChatGTP. However, it is an exciting new tool. You can get answers to universal questions, to questions you have never thought of before. Seriously, just put a question and find to ChatGTP and just find out what it says. It may very well surprise you at how rational and clever and on point that it is with its answers. And it evolves and develops all the time. So that's just one thing. The other thing, of course, is YouTube, because if there's anything that you I can say about health-wise, simply because it is a great source of medical information. It is a great source of natural information on helping you with any of your physical problems and conditions. And even if you have a certain way of thinking that is confusing to you, there are doctors and people out there who specialise exactly in brain language and the way we process words and thoughts. So I invite you also to perhaps just look up those things. We're in a pioneering year, and it really kicks in next year with a lot more innovations, a lot more inventions, a lot more advanced technologies. And, you know, we're going into the space age and technological age, and a lot of that is scary, because it can be misused, and I'm sorry, human beings, yes, we do misuse those things. However, I trust the few that don't, and I trust that in time there will be more than just a few people who are very, very clever and use these tools very practically, humanely, and for the betterment of all of us human beings. A lot of you are going to be busy this month. Some of you will be travelling this month. Maybe knowing that you're going to travel, but there's a delay on those plans. Maybe not working immediately now, but what I can tell you is that if you do have a trip that is coming up that you can't take right now, the promise is it's divinely timed. It will be at the perfect time, and you don't have to think about anything to do with the universe and divine timing and God and everything else. Just that life takes care of things. You don't have to have beliefs around anything like that. Life will still take care of you, especially if you just are curious and ask in your head. If you want something and you just ask it in your head, it will happen. It's just what happens. So for some of you, there are still things that need to connect, and we're talking about there are connections from the past. These might be people that are coming back around, but they also memories. It's like maybe before you go on a particular trip, if you've had any memories of that place that you're going, reconnect back in with those memories before you go. It'll make your trip richer and more enlightening, apparently. So, money well spent on a trip is what I'm getting. Maybe 2 trips within a trip, but at least a trip. And I know we're coming up to December, and maybe you're waiting for the holidays over Christmas to be able to travel. It doesn't matter. Just remember what I said about the trip. It'll be perfect timing. So there could be a few setbacks and delays, but be patient with those, because it's like it's happening for a reason and a purpose. I always think about this, if you're held up for 10 minutes, even just every day going to work, maybe it's so that you avoid an accident or causing an accident. Maybe it's for another reason. Maybe you're late, being held back because someone else is going to be late, and then you won't have to wait so long. So trust and faith and deliberate intention of being somewhere absolutely on time will get you there on time. You can have absolutely an appointment time on your mind. However, and this I experienced myself, if you are held up and late, you will find that you were either on time or not having to wait so long as you would have if you'd have been earlier and on time. Right, so let's have a little look. I might just wait for these cards for a minute or two. We've got 2 sections to this show as normal, and the first part is on YouTube. The second part is just the radio part, but they are the same show. And so in the second part of the show, I will use these cards. I'll say who has created these decks, so you can go and buy them if you want to. I will, for this part of the session, there's a lot going to be. I'm just going to talk quickly about this. I don't know if you've heard, but they call it Atlas 3I. So Atlas 3I is a comet. It is in our solar system. It has come from outside our solar system. Apparently, it's only the 3rd one ever detected. We've had two that have preceded this one. This one is a big one. And this one is more curious to astronomers, astrophysicists, NASA, the European Space Agency, all of the places, China, everywhere in the world is focused on this comet. It is going to be hiding end of October behind the sun, and it's not actually that it's hiding, it just will be hidden from view, and the glare of the sun makes it hard to see. So, but there's a lot of YouTube information on it, and I just would suggest that you look up credible scientists who are actually saying this information. There is AI using voices of people. That's generally easy to pick up, still easy to pick up, because there are like little glitchy bits in it, or stop-starts, if you know what I mean, glitchy bits. So, but it's interesting. Every planet in our solar system affects how you feel, affects your physical body, it affects our emotions. We know that with the moon. The moon affects our emotions. It affects the tides. You cannot ignore the fact that the moon affects things on the planet. The sun and our solar flares over the last couple of years have been affecting the energy we walk around in massively, and because they hit Earth, the shield around the Earth, and they produce radiation and affect the magnetic energy of the Earth, and so therefore they affect you, because you're 70% water. So you're going to perhaps have experienced things like headaches and tiredness and a whole lot of different things. Again, I invite you to go onto YouTube, or even just download ChatGTP, one of those versions, and ask those questions, because you will get information that has been fed into ChatGTP that reports on these kinds of things. It is said this will affect the planet for the next 3 months at least, we are affected by having a brand new, not planet, but object in the sky. We don't know how that interacts with the planets of Mars, Venus, Saturn, but it's around that area. It also could stay in our solar system. They don't know if it's going to carry on and leave. They don't know if it's going to sling its way around the sun and stay there. If it does, it's going to affect this absolutely monumental time that we are in, that started at the beginning of 2025, where we stepped into the fifth dimension, away from the three-dimensional money, power, greed, into that higher thinking, higher doing. It's like being better people, better versions of ourselves, tapping into who we truly want to be in the world and how we truly want to be seen in the world. This is important. So if we do have the influence of this comet in our solar system, it will help a lot of us open our eyes and wake up. There have been things said about maybe it's going to be our first alien encounter. Look, take it as it resonates with you. Look up YouTube, bits and pieces. Only take what kind of like feels possible, and leave the rest to wait and see, okay? And on that note, we're going to go now into our second part of the radio, and it will only be radio this time. So for all of you who are watching, thank you. I'm Gail, life coach with the psychic, intuitive, personal, spiritual aspect of things. My phone number, if you would like a session or a reading with me, is 027 4166 545, and this is Radio Hawke's Bay, your community radio. So this is part 2, and we are on radio now, just on radio. So, interestingly enough, I've just picked up my cards, and it says that there are a lot of you out there feeling heartache still in this month, or you've been through heartache, breakups, missing someone who's passed over, or just missing home and missing the people at home, and that you're feeling it more strongly than you normally would feel. It is something that's quite natural, that is being experienced by a lot of people at present. You're getting in touch with your feelings, not just your emotions. It will bring up emotions, but you are getting called to get in touch with your deeper feelings, to feel what you yourself really want to do in your life. What would make you feel okay to start with? What would make you feel better about something? And depending where you are in the grief process and the trauma process, you'll either be completely disinterested, unmotivated, shattered, so there's nothing really to hold on to, or you'll be picking up those pieces, and I promise you, this month things will turn around. This is the month when things turn around for you personally and on a personal level. Look at yourself. You are a person. You are the only person in the entire world who actually knows what you need right now in this moment. What you need is something to hold on to, something to give you a little bit of lightness in your day, something to give you a little bit of hope, a little bit of something to hold on to your life. Because I promise you, there are wonderful things still in front of you, and these things need your participation. They need you to be part of that whole unfolding that unfolds for everyone around you as well.